Am I still bearish on Bitcoin, focused on my lower targets? Or in fact, now with the new data and market structure change that we've seen with these higher highs and higher lows, are we actually updating our bias to fit to this new market structure and looking for prices above $27,000 plus to come? Inside of the video today, in this video, I'll be telling you the new bias that I have, the trades that I'm in right now, and what we have upcoming for the week ahead. And also I want to spend a few minutes talking about the new UK crypto regulations. This may or may not affect you personally, but it will affect the cryptocurrency space in general. So we are going to spend some time talking about that today, as it is very important. But I'm going to be remaining focused on the charts, the trades, and exactly what we're looking at for the weekend and week to come. So yeah, I want to pick up where we left off in a few videos ago, okay, and how we saw this large rise and the drop, okay, forming another higher low, okay, because that gives us the context of what we're doing now and what we're looking for next. So we obviously had three important pivots that formed this low, moving on to this high to form then this higher low, and this was off of a naked point of control that we had from this area on Monday's price action. From that naked point of control bounce, we had two extension targets, the 1-to-1, and this is the 1.618 Fibonacci extension. As we can see, that was the high in the end, but this is what I was talking my team through yesterday. Had the first option of shorting the weekly, but we simply got no bearish reaction at that weekly on the 1-to-1. So for me, no bearish reaction, there's no short trade to be had. We continue to look higher, and the next target is simply the 1.618 at $26,814. Upon hitting that level, I actually told my team, this is the short trade. We've got enough of a bearish reaction for myself to take this short trade. And then we actually went into a 2.5 hour long live stream with myself, Ash, and Igor, the three of us talking through the charts. And I was then explaining again why I've shorted Bitcoin at this high. We actually ended up going sideways here for around an hour during the stream, where we did start to form some bullish CVD, but I stayed in that short trade. And as we all know by now, that did play out very nicely with an incredibly quick drop to the downside. So yeah, that was obviously a nice short trade. We hit a take profit one, and a lot of members managed to make a lot of very nice profits hitting their take profit on that trade along with us. But of course, now we've seen how we have started to get that bounce, right, where we formed quick rise, drop, forming a higher low, where here is our next subsequent rise to the upside. And it reminds me very much so of the price action that we saw back here, okay, on around the 18th of September, where we formed this move of a rise, drop into a higher low, another rise to the upside. So it's like I'm seeing here with the rise, drop, and then another rise to the upside. It's very similar price action in terms of here on the 18th, we saw that rise, sideways price action, quick drop, subsequent rise. It's very similar what we saw back here with the rise, sideways price action, drop, okay, into another higher low. Here was the higher low, and now we're working our way back up. Right now we're being slightly held down by the range point of control, so you don't want to really open a trade into that long into a range point of control, but that's what we're up against right now, as you can see. So if we flip that, then we can definitely be looking for this fractal to bring prices back up to above $27,000. But yeah, right now we're up against that range point of control. So we got a few different options. So obviously the question of, am I bearishly biased looking for lower? I would say right now we haven't seen a major sign of strength on the higher term time frame. So on the higher term time frame, I do believe that we can actually be looking for another drop. But on the local term time frame, we are not so bearishly biased. It's more of a 50-50 scenario where I would be happy to see another rise to look for a short position at a more of a better area of value, or a long to look for a drop. Because I've said it before, but I still do believe that at some point we will take out these highs at 27,400. So I am looking for new highs to be made above this. Okay, pushing it up to, if we break through those highs, I still do really believe that we can get that quick squeeze to the upside to 29,400, to the higher target at 30,400. This for me is still on the cards. It is still definitely on the cards that we're going to push up here. It's just, for me, those are short opportunities when we get up here. So one thing I want to make very clear to you is that a higher term time frame bearish bias does not mean that I'm going to be shorting, at lows unless I get a very good trade setup. So like this was a good intraday trade setup, which I shorted, and it obviously, we all know it played out very well. But again, I'm not shorting down here at 26,000. I waited for the rise to 26,800. Okay, and then we got the drop. Lock in, take profits. Well, now it looks like we're going to make a new high, right? So I'm a higher term time frame bearishly biased, but I will only still short when we get nice rises in price. So for me, that is, very nice rises in price. For the very big targets, 29,400, 30,400. I would love to see above 30K. I'd really love to see that because I feel that's the best short trade opportunity I could be given. Okay. More locally, though, I'm going to be looking for a smaller rise, of course, and more local opportunities, which I'm going to go through now. So where we could look for the next long opportunity. First of all, though, before I get into that, I do want to just mention these new UK regulations. Again, I know not everybody's affected because not everybody lives in the United Kingdom, but even if you don't, this can definitely affect the market. And that is, there's a lot of new crypto regulations coming into effect that essentially are trying to lock, I would say they're trying to really ban cryptocurrency trading. So this is obviously very unfortunate, but it is what it is, right? And so now Bybit have, listened to these new regulations. A lot of the other exchanges haven't yet. Because exchanges try and get away with it for as long as they can until they're forced to comply with regulations, right? So it's like not every exchange has KYC. Eventually they will, but it's kind of a try and last as long as you can without complying. So Bybit are complying with those regulations. So you will not be able to trade on Bybit if you live in the UK. Obviously, I am KYC'd with my UK. UK passport. So this does directly affect me. So there's a few options that we have going forwards, and I have posted this inside of the group, but I'm going to share this with you here, right? So we have these options really, and that is an RNS ID, which is essentially a digital ID, as you can see here, that you can actually use for KYC on, including cryptocurrency exchanges. So this is an option for getting a digital ID for KYC essentially. So we can stay on like our favorite exchanges. So that is one option. I'm going to give you all of the options just so you're aware. So if you would like to, not take an ID verification route, then you do have the option of using FEMX, which is an exchange that's been around for a long time. We've obviously traded on FEMX. We've done competitions on FEMX. This is an option of, this is an exchange that doesn't require KYC. So there's no KYC required on FEMX. So it's just a nice, simple exchange. A new exchange that I've been looking at and like is BingX. So this is nice because first of all, it doesn't require KYC. They do allow Americans, they do allow UK citizens. So that's a positive as well. But the biggest one is that it also has stock trading as well as cryptocurrency. So it is primarily a cryptocurrency exchange. You can trade crypto, but a nice little bonus that you actually have here is you can also trade stocks. So you can trade, Coinbase stock, Apple stock, Tesla stocks, the ES. You can do all of your stock trading on here as well. So this for me was a really nice find. Whether you want to be trading TRB or whether you want to be trading Apple, you can do it all from BingX. So this for me was a find that I'm very content with actually. So I would just say this: if you are interested in checking out these exchanges, of course, we always try and get you all watching this for our community an extra special deal. Unfortunately, we couldn't for the RNS ID, so that's just your standard price. But for FEMX, we have that always have that $200 deposit bonus. But the best one of the three that we've managed to secure is till the 10th of October. You can actually win an iPhone 15, yes, and get up to $5,000 deposit bonus via the Chart Champions affiliate link, which we will leave obviously on our website website. If you go to the deals page, you can check out these deals. Also a VPN if you need it. You can get that all from our website. I'll also leave it in the comments and the description down below. But really simply, for being eligible for the iPhone 15 and the other bonuses, the deposit bonus for $5,000 is simply by depositing, right? But then to be eligible for the lucky raffle draw, where you get draws and then you spin the reel and you see what you win, that's via trading volume. So as you can see here, for every $3,000, you get an extra ticket for the raffle. And you're actually guaranteed the iPhone 15 if you trade a very high amount of volume, by the way. So as you can see here, you also are going to be getting the iPhone 15 Pro. So yeah, this is a pretty good deal that we've managed to secure. So if you're interested in, FemX, BingX, then we have got deals for you, which I'll leave in the description down below. If you want to go for the RNS route, then of course we don't have a deal for that, but you're now aware of the option. So yeah, that was talking about the UK regulations, what that means, and what we can be looking for going forwards. Moving it back to the technicals then. So in terms of a long trade setup, of course, we still have this weekly zone down below us, which is around 25,800. This would be a very nice zone if we get the bigger pullback. More locally, within the local range that we have, we are, of course, looking at this daily. For me, though, when I compare the two, this has got a lot of confluence. This has one level of confluence. So I'm obviously, in terms of the better trade, you're always going to be lining up for more confluence, higher probabilities. So that's just something to bear in mind. Locally here, where we are at this range point of control, I personally don't feel that you have a very good short right now. The reason why is because this for me is considered more consolidation under resistance. So we are at the resistance of the range point of control. If I pull it again for you right here, okay, so from our current price action, okay, to the start of the range, which for me, okay, actually sits here around the 21st of September. You can see we're basically consolidating below this resistance. So that for me isn't really the type of reaction that I like to see to want to jump into a short trade. So for me, wouldn't be taking the short here off of this next test. Prefer to see lower for a long trade opportunity, or break through this with the consolidation and look for the next short trade higher. I will say this. I personally would like to see move to 29,400. So I don't want you to be confused thinking, oh, what Daniel's saying he wants to see 29,400, he's ultra bullish. No, because 29,400 to 30,400 is still a short opportunity for me. But to see that rise gives the best short opportunity, right? So if you want to short the market, you always want to try and short at the highest price possible. So that for me would be a very good bonus to see that rise. I would be very content because that for me is the best opportunity. It might not come, of course. I might not be granted it, but I would love that to happen. So in the short term, I do believe that we will take out these highs. So, the best case scenario, we get our amazing long opportunity off the weekly. Of course, if these levels don't hold, let's say we blast straight through the weekly and we make our way down, well, that's when we can be looking back down towards, much lower prices below 24,000 again. But as that hasn't happened yet, we just got to trade the charts on what's happening. Currently, we've got this fractal here with the high into the higher low, make another high. We've got the exact same price action playing out here, right? With that high, low, looking to come up and make another high. So we'll see if that fractal plays out, take those highs and come back down, or whether we can actually get the bigger breakout now towards the daily. Again, this is all based off of the reaction, the order flow that comes in live in the time. I would always give my opinions first and foremost, always to the champions. That's where you can get in on these type of calls. That's where you can see the live streams and, understand when to lock in, take profit. Because it's always one of these things, right? You can get into a really nice short trade, but if you don't lock in, take profits, then, you throw away profits and you can turn a winning trade into a losing trade. So if you want to know when I'm taking trades, if you want to see when we're taking profits, the best place to get that is always going to be the Champions group via chartchampions.com. So where you got daily live streams, every single day live streams, you got the dedicated altcoin streams, educational streams, live trading streams, AMA streams, roundtable streams, trade recaps, everything that you need basically to make yourself into a profitable trader, from the education to the live trading to the journaling even. So yeah, we got everything for you. So if you want to see more of that, you know where to get it, kickstartchampions.com, where you can also, of course, check out the new deals page where we do have that FEMEX option, the VPN option, and going into that new stock market website, BingX. Well, it is a cryptocurrency exchange foremost. But they have the option of stocks, which I do think is very cool. So if you want to take advantage of those deals that we got, I'll leave them in the comments down below, and let's see if you can win an iPhone 15. Let us know if you actually win the iPhone 15. That would be very impressive. Send us a photo, and I'll be rooting for you all. So yeah, leave that down below. Thank you ever so much, everybody. I hope that you've thoroughly enjoyed, and yeah, I'll see you over inside of the Discord. Cheers, thank you, and that's me signing out. Goodbye.